Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to episode number 54 of Football Manager. Of course, in the last episode, our chance of making the playoffs went when we lost 2-1 to Harrogate and then 2-0 to Ashton United in two extremely disappointing defeats where we didn't play well enough. Briscoe missed a penalty in what would have given us that would have equalised, and then he also hit the post, which would have given us the lead. But anyway, we end the season with Solihull Moors at home. Let's hope we can end it well. If we have a quick look at the league table once it's finished going forward. Here, we're in 12th. Solihull 1 point behind us in 14th. The lowest we can finish is 14th. The highest is 8th. Let's hope we can get 8th by getting the win. Anyway, we do improve on last year's finish, whether or not we lose, win or draw today. So at least that's some positive, but we really bottled it at the end there, and it's rather disappointing that City are into the final of the FA Cup. I think they're going to play Chelsea, if I remember. Yeah, they are going to play Chelsea. Middlesbrough and Derby County were in the semi-finals. Well done to them. But maybe one day we'll be in the FA Cup final. Seems a long way away though. Maybe one day. Alright, we're going to head into the game now. Pozo, why? He's not fit. I mean, I think I'll start all our lone players? Really? Not Burton. Kitching. Yeah, he can start. Rice can start. Do that. Lone midfield. Yeah, I think that's how we're looking. Burton, Turner, Stike, Cox, Curry. We're not going to attack. We're going to go standard. We're going to go into the game like this. Hopefully we can end the season with a victory. But I'm not too confident. This game has a reputation for being a pain in the backside. But let's see how it's going to go. Let's give the fans something to cheer today. It's the last game of the season. They've turned up. They can have a decent game as we end off our campaign. It's not been the greatest one. We'll hopefully do better next season. But we're not going to do better next season if Briscoe insists on doing that. Free kick for them now though. Sterling puts it well over. Throw in for us now. Burke looking for Marias, who controls. He finds Pozo. First time to Sweeney. To Marias. Looking to beat the number 8. He goes back inside to Sweeney, who looks to play Briscoe. Back to Marias. But his pass is cut out. And now Njoli plays it to Webb. But Burke with a very good tackle. And it goes all the way back to Belshaw, who picks it up. And Belshaw's taking his time. He puts it back on the floor and kicks it upfield. Hassan heads it down. Here is Njoli up against Burke. The ball comes inside to Pervader. He finds Hassan. He shoots. Belshaw saves. Yeah, we don't want to be conceding a goal like that, lads, please. Sterling's going to put it into the box. Kitching gets it away. Marias is after it, but Pervader will get there first. Goes back to Bender. He launches it over the top. But that's the end of the highlight. Another free kick for them now. Sterling to put it in. Jones heads away. Poveda is there again though. Now it's with Newton. Out to Stabana. To Pollock. To Bender. To Newton. To Webb. He beats Jeffries and then slides in Sterling, and that's a goal. Jeffries with some more bad defending. And dropping down to 14th. I mean, this looks like it's just going to be a bad end to the season, really. There's not much we can do. We can change it up. At least we can try and change it up. That looks like it's offside. Bloody hell. He's close with whoever the centre-back was there. But still, that looked a bit offside. Now we're going to have to go for it. Let's go attacking. Here's Marias. Sliding it to Briscoe, who crosses. Jimmy Phillips, that should be a goal. He's missed. Goodness me. Zanev with the goal kick for them. The header is won by our player, and now it's with Marias, who finds Phillips up against the number 2. Looks for Kitching, who's got time. He finds Briscoe, but he's dispossessed. That was bad, but we've won it back, rather fortunately, but it's still with us. Phillips, Sweeney, Kitching, Briscoe. Can he not give it away this time? Yes, he can. But Marias is wasteful with his effort. We've got the ball again. Sweeney finding Phillips out on the left. But he's not got much support. He gets the cross in. Marias, that should be a goal. Oh my goodness. He's not had the best of times recently, Marias, and that is a chance he would have been burying at the start of the season, but this time he sends it wide. Now they've got the ball. Hassin. Back to Newton and Jolie. Go on, Burke. He can't quite win it. Hassin. Still going out left. Back to Bender. In to Newton, who finds a Webb. Jeffries is getting drawn out of position again. Horsefall. Looking to play it over the top. It's got through, but there's none of their men after it, and Belshaw gets there first. And now, what will he do with the ball? Kicks it upfield. Marias ain't the tallest. He probably won't win that end. Doesn't. And Briscoe's not watching. Briscoe is such an on and off player. And what's Jeffries doing? He's playing like a donkey today. And Webb has missed, thankfully. But this isn't going too well at all. Don't really know what to do. Kitching wants to come off. We'll have to wait till half time. Well, we won't have to, but we will. Can we find something late in the half? Sweeney. Back to Burke. Smacks it over the top. Pollock is there. He goes back to Sanev. Or Chanev. I've got no clue how to say that. Horsefall. Switching wide. But it's given away. And Jeffries goes to Sweeney. Around the corner is Kitching. Spreads it looking for Briscoe. Briscoe on the ball. Goes back to Pozo. I don't know what that was, and it hasn't worked. And Briscoe's running the wrong way once again. And Jolie leaves it behind. Burke nips in, and now Marias is in. Will he score? Will he score? No. Still no. And how is that a goal kick? Maybe it hit the post. I'm not sure. But that's half time, and what we're going to do, did I just do that? Yeah, okay. We'll do that. We'll swap Pozo and Sweeney. This Pozo's got a killer ball that we want to use. Curry can come on. I should have put some youngsters on the bench, I reckon. Briscoe's been poor. We'll just do that. Let's add some more. Let's get higher in our defense. Let's look for the overlap run. Let's roam from positions. Let's go to the flanks where we've got Curry and Phillips, two perfectly capable wingers, and we've motivated a bunch of the team. I feel like this could be a good half for us. Let's come out and let's get the victory, lads, as that should be Cox's ball in the air, and it is. Pozo finding Sweeney. He looks for Curry. Can we get the ball into the box? Not quite, it's blocked. Goal kick now. The keeper kicks it. Briggs is there first, and he finds Phillips. And now Phillips has got room to run. He goes to Pozo. Pozo looking for Sweeney, who gets there, finds Curry. That's a foul, and it's just on the edge of the box. Unlucky there. Almost a pen, but Phillips is a very capable taker, and he might be able to find the back of the net from here. Let's see. If he could just get it. I mean, I don't think it's on a great side for him, and he hits the wall. He's going to get there first, but I'm not sure if there'll be much more than that in this highlight. Although we've got a decent amount of players in decent positions here. Here's Phillips crossing. It's going to fall for Pozo. The ball's going towards the net, but Zhanev manages to get down in time, and he makes the save. And the highlights continue. No, it's not. Ignore I said that. Free kick. It's a long way out. Can Jimmy produce something good? Well, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it's come away with Solihull Moors, and Webb is running and running and running. And why are we closing down with two men? If he gets it across, what a block. That's a very important block. And now we could come on the counter. If Phillips could run, Marais could find him. That's a great ball and a great run. Phillips, can he find someone in the box? He cuts it back. Marais, that's a goal. That's what we were looking for. Junior scores on what may well be his last appearance for the club. His last on this loan spell, at least. And that's 1-1. Nice finish, nice counter. Jimmy and Junior combine. And we'll have a look at the replay. Phillips cuts it back from the byline. It's a left-footed finish from Marais. Great stuff from the Jamaican, and that's 1-1. However, there's a highlight straight from kickoff. What's going to happen here? Horsfall and Pollock, player 1-2. Here is Newton to Hussin. He goes back to Newton. He goes back to Hussin. Now it's with Paveda. He goes out to Njoli. Njoli trying to come inside. Goes back to Bender. The ball over the top. It might find Webb. It does find Webb. Belshaw does well. Jones and Jeffries didn't do too well there. And they're going to have to be doing better than that. And now Solihull Moors have got another throw. It's Sterling who's on the ball. He goes back to Stabana. Inside to Hassin. Now it's with Paveda. Back to Hassin. Inside Newton. Marais trying to nip it off him. He can't. He goes back to Pollock. The ball is going to find Webb. That's fortunate. That's good save by Belshaw though. And we're just hanging in it at the moment. We need to concentrate. Let's tell them to do that. Sterling is going to whip in this corner. Straight at Cox though, and he gets that well away. Sterling will keep it in though. But he's well away from goal now. He's coming back inside and he beats Cox. Now here's Paveda. Goes to Hassin. Under pressure. Dispossessed by Cox, but that looks like it's going to go out for a throw. And it does. Throw in for them now. It's Bender. But that's given away straight to Burke. And Sean Burke plays it to Curry. He looks for Marais. That is a nice ball as well. He's got no support, unfortunately. Marais up against the number 5. Beats him. Crosses. Bender gets it away. Sweeney nods it down. Pozo's got a bit of space. Edge of the box. Puts it wide. Should have done better there, I reckon. Could have at least got it on target. Now the throw. Bender. Back to Pollock. That's a bit dangerous, and he has to smack it clear. And Jones to Jeffries, and we look to build. Pozo, can he produce a killer ball? I can see one to Phillips, but he didn't produce the killer ball that we were looking for. Jeffries wins the header, though. Paveda. Jeffries could win that again. Does well. Sweeney nods on. Marais can't quite get there. Newton. I reckon that would have been a pretty dangerous challenge there. He might have gone up with his legs, but who knows. Jones Beaten by Webb, Belshaw not beaten by Webb. Thank goodness for Belshaw. Without him, who knows where we'd be. Phillips standing over this free kick. Oh, that actually wasn't too far away. He probably went to the wrong side of the goal. Probably should have gone to the right side rather than left. But here we go. We're on the ball again. Phillips with a bad pass, though. He's under a bit of pressure, so you can understand it. But Cox is there. He can't quite win it back. Hassin. Pervader. Sterling. Webb. Now, Jones has got to go here. He's not getting it. And that's a goal. Jones has been terrible today. I mean, if you give Webb enough chances, of course he's going to score. That's just ridiculous. It's a ball over the top. Jones is slow. Jeffries is trying to get across, but he's not going to get there. And Belshaw can't keep all of them out. And so that's 2-0. 2-1. Free kick for them. And Jolie. Hassin. Back to Horsfall. To Pollock. He hits it upfield. Jeffries intercepts. And it's a good header as well. That is... Pozo's tried the killer balls today, but he's not found any of them. Now, can we do something on the ball here? Burke. Gives it away. That's not what we wanted. Cox intercepts, though. And here's Pozo. Can he do something decent now? Sweeney. Puts it straight at Stabana. That couldn't have been more at him. I know it was in the path of... Now, Turner is even worse than Jones. Thankfully, he gets back. But he was, left for dead there. What the hell was that? Throw in for them again now. Can we win it? Pervader. That is over. The bloody crossbar and out for a goal kick. Goal kick now. The keeper kicks it. Briggs is underneath that. Should win. Does. But unfortunately, we don't get on the ball. Except we do now, because that's a poor header from their number 6. And now here's Sweeney. Looking to slot in Curry. It finds Curry! But he should have held it up and looked for a cross to the back stick. And instead he shot and put it straight at the keeper. And a wasted effort. And Jeffries wins it in the air. But Pervader and Jolie's in because Burke was running the wrong way. Turner's coming across to block, and he does. It's been such a bad end to the season. This could be our 3rd loss to end the season in a row, and that would just be disappointing. As if this campaign hasn't been disappointing enough. There's another disappointing factor to it. And now, Stabana. However, there's another highlight soon, and we could snatch a draw. Pozo. Sweeney. Curry. Curry does very well. Curry! What a save by Chanev, or whatever his name is. Oh, Curry, if he was a better finisher, who knows? He could be a very good player. Jeffries could get that. Not quite. Should have jumped higher. Chanev catches again. Oh, we've lost out on the ball, but we might win it. Pozo, what are you doing? Can you actually tackle? Is that within your capabilities? Jeffries, I swear, I don't know what that was, but thankfully Belshaw's got the ball. Launched forward. Can Sweeney nod it on? Yes, he can. Marais to rescue a point. Chanev again. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, stick Belshaw up there or something. Stabana kicks it away. Full time, we lose. Get Craddock to do it. I don't feel like doing it. 14th place. Disappointing. We could have... To think we were in a shout with the playoffs. And then we buggered it. But that's the last game of the season. Now we'll have a look. Once all the big leagues are finished, we'll have a look at how they've gone this season, and we'll look at other things that come up as well and see what happens in the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. And Altrincham have won the league. And they beat Fylde by 4 points in the end. What happened to Fylde in their last games? They lost to They lost to Altrincham. A comeback win, goodness me. What a game that would have been. The game for the title. Alfreton have secured a playoff spot despite us beating them. They just 2 points ahead of Salford, who had made an end of season charge and ended up there in 6th. Look at that, 5 wins to end the season in a row. They played Solihull Moors in their last game as well somehow. We got a decently high wage budget for next season of 5.75 thousand per week. Nothing in the transfer budget though, but that's all right. We'll look for free transfers, I reckon, next season. That would make sense. But this is annoying. Our I might have shown. I'm not sure if I showed you it in the last episode or not. But we tried to sign this dude, Ali Al Kandari, and his brother Abdulaziz. Yeah, that's his name. But the bloody FA, who've been paying the backsides of this in this whole save so far, won't give us a work permit. Why a work permit is even a thing, I don't know. It's stupid. But I hope that still means he can play for our under 18s or under 23s, because that would be ideally what we would be doing with him for a while. Even out on loan somewhere, who knows. But I just hope that is able to happen. Because if it's not, that's just a complete waste of time. Alright, the playoffs, the first leg of the playoffs has just finished. Fylde got a 2-0 away win over Alfreton. That's a big one for them. That could see them well on their way to the final. And Brackley got a comeback 2-1 win at home over Stockport. And that will be an interesting second leg, I would think. Can Alfreton come back? I doubt it, but we'll wait and see if they could. Wow, interesting results in the playoffs. Alfreton almost pulled it back against Fylde, but they could only manage 1 goal, and that was an own goal by Sarula, while Brackley and Stockport played out a 3-2, and that means that away goals mustn't count in the National League North playoffs. A last-minute equaliser in normal time from Ross Carter, the young midfielder, and they thought that they had done it. Joyce also scored quite late on in the game as well, but then Brackley won the penalty shootout and they progress to the playoff final where they will meet Fylde, and the winner of that will find themselves in the National League or the conference next season. That would be very good for them. Hopefully we'll be in that kind of situation next year. Well, if we have a look at this, the 3 of the awards were won by Marias, who got Fans Player of the Season, beating Cox and Briscoe. Deserved, or I would have said either of the top 3 could have won that. Maybe not Briscoe because of his poor performance in the last few games, but apart from that, he was top form. Marias got Goal of the Season. Let's have a quick watch of it against Darlington. I cannot quite remember it, but I reckon I'll remember it if I see it. It might have been a nice long shot from the edge of the box, but I cannot remember for the life of me. If you remember, Jamal Lowe's strike won the goal of the season last season. But yeah, that's a nice goal. Receiving it from Deeney, turning with 1 touch and smacking it in. That was in the 4-3 loss to Darlington. Yeah, that was a disappointing game. But signing season went to Connor York on a free. That's an interesting decision. If he could get into what he may well become, a very good rating for the senior team's centre-back. Unfortunately, he's considering leaving when his contract expires, which is at the end of the season. That's not something I want to see. But yeah, he was a decent signing season. Young player of the season went to Marias, who's just 22 years old. Feels more than that, but yeah, I think that's a deserved winner. I don't think we had any other young players that It was disappointing. Match of the season was our 4-0 win against Buxton. That was pretty much our only decent win. We've only been filling the stadium 16%. That's not too good. Finished 14th. We lost in the second round of the FA Trophy. We lost in the fourth qualifying round for the FA Cup. We've got an end of season team meeting. And let's assertively say, yup, we wanna make the playoffs. Oh, bloody hell. We should be looking to win them. Oh, goodness me. Say that. Oh, good. Good to see that you're pushing us to be better. We need to make sure we start the season striving to do as well as we possibly can. All Deeney's morale's gone to proper good. I mean, Briggs is also up, but yeah, that didn't go entirely to plan. But we still need a new contract, which is a bit worrying. Oh, there's some decent. Oh, Jake Flanagan. Be scouting him, please. He looks like he could be a very good player. According to that, especially for our level, Jar Part Fit Williams, we could definitely use I don't know, do we need another winger? I think so. He's a mid. Oh, he can play comfortably on both sides of the wing. That's good. Let's get a scout report of him. And there's Martin Merson from Crawley Town, who I don't see the point of scouting because he isn't gettable. But yeah, a few injuries this season. The worst one was Pozo's 3-month injury. And Luke Jones apparently was just the 1 day off with a cold. Wow. Well done, Luke. But yeah, Curry also missed 5 weeks, but he played through that fractured wrist, which was good of him. Yeah, the yearly training summary is here. I mean, there's been some impressive performances from Turner, Sweeney and Jeffries. Jeffries and Turner is good, but Sweeney's on loan, so that's not great. The players will report back Monday, 2nd of July. I think that's perfectly alright. They can go and have a good rest. I do hope that we get a new contract, because that still hasn't been sorted out. And our contract expires this season, and so it's not brilliant news. And Brackley Town have won the playoff final. They're going up this season. Filed again. I think that's the second year in a row they've lost in the playoff final. Yes, it is 2-1, same like last time. Moyo scoring a double to get Brackley Town promoted. So they will join Altrincham in the National Conference next year. And well done to them. Hopefully we can do the same. Josh O'Hanlon has won Player of the Season. Interesting choice. 25 goals in 41 games for him. Manager of the season. Am I on the short list? No, I'm not on the short list. Unfortunately, I guess I'll just have to vote for one of these dudes. And Boston United have smacked Forest Green to win the FA Trophy. Congratulations to Boston United. They didn't have the greatest of seasons, end up finishing 10th in the league, but they smacked the FA Trophy, and they will be happy to take that and put in their trophy cabinet, you would definitely think. So yeah, well done to them. Alright, it's time to go through what happened in Europe this season. We'll start in Spain, where Real Madrid managed to win the league 2 points ahead of Barcelona. Sevilla made 3rd place, and Atletico rounded out the top 4, coming 4th, but they were well off the pace this season. Bilbao, Celta Vigo, Villarreal, and Valencia qualified for the Champions League. They must have won the Europa League, I think. That's the only reason I can see that happening. But Malaga, Alaves and Elche all got relegated from La Liga this season. Now moving along to the Bundesliga. And Bayern won. I think Dortmund managed to win it by a point last year, but it's back to Bayern. And Dortmund finished second. Schalke, Leverkusen also in the Champions League, while Wolfsburg, Leipzig and Mainz made the Europa League. 1860 Munich, Karlsruhe and Darmstadt all got relegated, but the playoff was how 1860 got relegated. They lost to Eintracht Braunschweig 1-0 in the relegation promotion playoff. Now to the Premier League. Arsenal maintain their reign over England after winning it last season. A bit more comfortable for them this season. They secured it with a game to go. Chelsea got second, United third, Liverpool fourth, City not the best of season, finishing sixth. Tottenham got fifth, so also getting Europa League, and Southampton managed to squeeze into the Europa League as well. Burnley, Derby and Bournemouth all got relegated, with Swansea surviving by a point. Interesting. Serie A, as you would expect. Juventus won, Inter second, Napoli third, Milan, Roma and Lazio making up the top six, as you would expect. Fiorentina in seventh, also as you would expect. Chievo, Spal and Novara all got relegated, and all quite comfortably in the end. Then over to Ligue 1. PSG won. I think that's the same as last season. Yes, it is. Bit closer this season. Monaco improved. They had a better goal difference than them. Scored the most goals in the league. However, there was a big gap, and it's Toulouse who qualified for the Champions League by finishing third. Guingamp also get Europa League, finishing fourth. Lyon and Nice, two teams you'd expect to be there. Marseille had a bit of a shocker, as did St Etienne, who finished 13th, and Lille as well didn't do too well. Angers only survived by one place, and despite their terrible form to end the campaign. But Stade Brestois 29 finished bottom. They get relegated, along with Montpellier and Troyes. That's interesting. Who would have thought Montpellier would go down? Of course, they won it back in 2011-12. But now they're going to be stuck in League 2 next year. Oh yeah, and Auxerre actually managed to beat Troyes 3-1. Oh no. I think we need to have a closer look at this. I think it was a two-legged playoff. 3-1 in the second leg. Is that what that is? And then away goals. Auxerre advanced on away goals because they would have won. Maybe that's away from home. No, I'm confused. I'm really not sure what happened here. Can we click on it and see? League 1 playoff, Leg 2. So yeah, that was at home for Troyes. So yeah, they scored 3 away from home to win it. Was there any late goals? Well, Vincent scored in the 79th minute. Not incredibly late, but still, that would have been pretty dramatic. Now, on to the A-League, where Central Coast beat us in the final. That's disappointing. Let's have a look at what happened in the finals. So City knocked out Sydney in the first round. Wanderers knocked out by the Jets, all 1-0 there. In the semi-final, Central Coast beat the Jets while we knocked out City. Wish that happened last year in real life. And then we lost to the Mariners of all teams in the final. We can't view the full match details, unfortunately. But if we have a look at the regular season table, we finished second to Central Coast. Oh my goodness. How have we... Well, that's actually a pretty close season. 6 points separating first and 8th. You don't see that very often, but Central Coast do the double, and of course we get no silverware because Wanderers won the FFA Cup, which we can see somewhere. They did win the FFA Cup, I just don't know how to find it. But anyway, now we'll look at the Champions League and Europa League. Now we saw that it was assumed that Valencia won it, but Arsenal have won it again, second year in a row. They're turning into a very good team, looking to sign Koke as well, we've seen Sanchez is still their best player, but they've got who are they getting? Thiago they signed, Nacho Fernandez, Michael Keane has joined. Any other interesting signings? Angel Correa. Yeah. Hmm. International duties. Is there a World Cup? 2018. There is. The World Cup is on this year. We'll have to see how that goes over the course of next season. But yes, they smacked Bayern in the final, overcoming their hoodoo against Bayern 5-1 and getting smacked 5-1 twice in a row. If we have a look back in the round of 16, it was Juve who beat Bilbao 7-3 on aggregate. Arsenal knocked out Porto. Real Madrid beat Dortmund. Barca played PSG again, and another comeback. What is going on? That is like the second year in a row that they've played that, and there's been some sort of ridiculous comeback. And Monaco were knocked out City. Liverpool beat Shakhtar. Atletico beat Inter. Bayern beat Benfica. Then the quarters. Juve were knocked out by Real Madrid, as was this season in real life. Bayern beat Monaco by 2-0 in the second leg to secure it. Liverpool managed to beat Barcelona 4-3 on aggregate, while Arsenal defeated Atletico 5-2. And in the quarters, it was Arsenal whose 2-0 win in the first leg got them over the line against Real Madrid, and Bayern who got a 2-1 aggregate win against Liverpool in the end. But then, of course, we saw Arsenal managed to beat them in the final. Who did what? It was Santi Cazorla, Giroud with 2, and Coquelin 2. That's a few players you wouldn't have expected to score. Wenger is having he's become a super manager. He's 2 Premier Leagues in a row, 2 Champions Leagues in a row. Now let's have a look at the Europa League. Of course, Valencia did win. They beat United on penalties to win it. We're not going to go all through that for the Europa League because it's too much in the end. But United smacked Milan 7-0. It was in the first leg. Roma beat Napoli in an all-Italian affair 2-1. Valencia beat Marseille. Tottenham knocked out Lyon. In the semis, it was Valencia who beat Tottenham on pens after a 2-0 win for both sides in either leg, while United knocks out Roma. But then, of course, we saw Valencia won the final with a penalty shootout, and it was Mkhitaryan and Arabas who scored. They also had a man sent off, so they were like holding on for the whole of extra time, and then they ended up getting it in the end on the penalty shootout. But if I can't remember what happened last year. Can we have a look at what happened last year in I feel like United played Roma and have played Roma before in this, and something happened. But United have got Griezmann. I didn't even know that. He looks very good. I mean, you have a look at the good players around the world, and you compare them to ours, and you're like, oh, they're very good. But anyway. What we do need to look at still is the leagues in England and who went up and down. So we'll see down to the Championship. It was Palace who went up in the playoffs, while Brighton and Middlesbrough also went up. Palace were the last team to go up in the playoffs. Interesting. Then Bolton beat Burton to go up in the playoffs in League 1. MK Dons and Wigan also went up with 1 goal difference point, giving Wigan the title. Wow, that would have been something. But Exeter beat Luton to go up in League 2. Rochdale, Port Vale and Barnet also going up. Rochdale ran away with the league, getting over 100 points. But coming down, I forgot to look at coming down in the other two, but Hartlepool and Cheltenham go down. Now for the National League, which affects us quite a bit. Gateshead go up, beating Accrington on pens in the the playoff final. But Tranmere also went up, winning the league by goal difference over Accrington, who then lost the playoff final. Eastleigh, our old team, managed to make the playoffs. Who knows what they did there? We can have a look. Semi-final. They lost to Gateshead 4-2, the eventual winners. But joining us will be Chorley. And then one of Sutton United, Dartford and Chelmsford. Kidderminster survived by 3 points over Sutton United. Interesting. But, yeah, so one of, or it could be someone else getting pushed out of the National League North, and all three of these teams go in the South. I mean, pushed up into the National League North from the South, and all three of these teams go in the South. But we'll have to wait and see. If we have a look at the South, can we have a look at the South? Whitehawk went up. They beat Eastbourne Borough on goal difference to win the league. But then Eastbourne Borough went up in the playoffs, so in the end it didn't really matter. So that works out for them. Cheshire, Margate and Havant Waterlooville go down. Now I was looking at a player from Havant Waterlooville. Was it Christopher? I think it might have been Christopher Paul. Are we getting a scout report on him? Oh, I'm not sure if we are or not, but we'll get one anyway. Margate also went down. I think, did they come up last season? No, they did not come up last season. Let's try and pinch some of their good players, I think. Because when they get relegated, they don't want to stick around. Oh, Chesham have got no manager. Josh Venny. Oh, he looks like he could be decent. But we've got a few decent central midfielders on our radar, but we've said to the board, improve the club's league position. What that means for next season, we'll have to wait and see. But that will be it for today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.